Before we get into the video, I just want to put a quick disclaimer here saying that all my numbers and damage values that I'm pulling are from the test run. I'm not planning on rolling for Thoma, it's not something I'm interested in, so I'm just making this video to tell you guys about him. So don't lynch me because I don't have level 90 weapons or 90 Thoma or this or that. Thoma is finally out and let's take a look at what he has to offer. We'll be taking a look at his abilities, talents, constellations, artifacts, and weapons, determining if he'll be as godlike as Xingqiu or will he meld into the background like other characters. But before that, like the video, subscribe down below, and ring the bell to stay notified of when I upload. In the test run, Thoma is rocking pretty unoptimized weapons and artifacts. The Favonius Lance is not good for 90% of the characters and it's not good for him, and Forset Nobilis isn't not that great either. He's sitting at C0 and his talents are 888, and what he can achieve with this unoptimized setup is actually pretty decent. Let's go through his kit one by one, seeing what he's about, starting with his skill. Thoma deals pyro damage in a small area in front of him and gives himself a shield based on a percentage of his own HP. In the test run he has 25k HP, and the talents equation goes like this: 11.5% times 25k plus 1300, and this would give you a shield roughly 4200 HP. This is a pretty chunky shield for a build that isn't focused on HP in any way, and considering that we could potentially get his HP up to around the 30 to 33k mark, he could end up with a shield around 4800 HP, which is not actually that big of a boost considering that we went up about 6k HP, so the shield boost isn't that phenomenal. So you wouldn't want to go for HP unless you were looking for a bit of a potential damage boost, but we'll get into that a bit later. Crimson Oyori is Thoma's burst, and on use he does a chunk of damage around himself and gives his attacks the Scorching Oyori effect, which fires a wave of pyro in front of him, dealing pyro damage once a second for a duration of 15 seconds, so in theory 15 hits of fiery collapse per Crimson Oyori. The damage isn't bad, so he won't be a great main DPS, and what you'll be looking for more is the synergy this burst will have with other characters' bursts. Thoma's first talent, Imbricated Armor, lets him gain 5% increased shield strength anytime he gains or refreshes Blazing Barrier, stacking up to 5 times to a total of 25 increased shield strength. But getting to 25 is not going to be practical, as it will take an extreme amount of CD management, seeing as the duration of Blazing Barrier is 8 seconds and the cooldown of his skill is 15 seconds. So you'll have to do a lot of elemental burst and elemental skill management to really utilize and try to get to that 25%, which is practically pointless because you got better things to do during a fight. Thoma's second talent, Flaming Assault, has a lot more promise, and as I mentioned earlier, you may want to go for HP in your build, but not for the shield, but potentially for a hefty damage boost from this talent. Crimson Oyori's Fiery Collapse damage dealt is increased by 2.2% of Thoma's HP. In the test run, Thoma would be getting about 556 damage from the equation, but if we use our hypothetical HP value of about 30 to 33k, he would get a whopping 682 damage bonus from just the HP alone, which is definitely nothing to scoff at if you just so happen to get a bit of extra HP on a Crimson Witch artifact. Thoma's last talent is not a DPS booster, but if you want to get yourself the catch, then having Thoma may make that easier. He gives you a 20% chance to get double fish when you fish up a fish. His constellations may be the one reason I recommend him though. C1 isn't anything amazing, it just reduces the cooldown of his skill and burst by 3 seconds when a character other than Thoma has a Blazing Barrier and is hit. This could help his first talent work a bit better, but this constellation can only trigger once every 20 seconds. C2 Thoma isn't anything phenomenal either, just a 3-second duration boost to Crimson Oyori. This boosts it from 15-second duration to an 18-second duration, and almost allows him to have it up permanently, seeing as it has a 20-second cooldown. C4 is pretty impactful. On use of his Crimson Oyori, Thoma gets 15 energy back, effectively reducing the cost of his burst from 80 to 65, which is super powerful. And C6 is the major power booster specifically in regards to his support potential. When Thoma gains or refreshes Blazing Barrier, all members have their normal, charged and plunging attack damage increased by 15% for 6 seconds. Even though it's a small duration, I can see some pretty fun synergy with characters like Xiao or Hu Tao. And so that's the basics of Thoma, and my first impressions of that is that he's really just a Pyro Xingqiu. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. The free-to-play potential of their duo is super strong, and I can see them being a very good combo pick in the Spiral Abyss. But we're not done yet. Let's take a look at some artifact sets and weapons that would be best in slot on him just from first glance. So without a shadow of a doubt, 2-set Noblesse and 2-set Crimson Witch is the way to go for him. His burst is the main selling point and these sets buff it. But 2-set Noblesse and 2-set Gladiators / Shimenawas could work well as it does boost just general damage. 4-set Tenacity could also be very lucrative for him as it increases HP and increases party damage on skill use, so much like Zhongli, it could work very well. If you really want to use Thoma as a main DPS, you could try 4-set Retracing Bolide, as it boosts shield strength as well as normal and charge attack damage while you have a shield. And like most characters from Inazuma, 4-set Emblem of Severed Fate could work well due to boosting burst damage and increasing burst availability. Now, like I said in my previous video about Thoma, because he is a spear user, he has a lot of very good spears at his disposal. Literally every single 5-star spear would be phenomenal on him. Staff of Homer, amazing. Jade Primordial Spear, amazing. Engulfing Lightning, why not? It boosts elemental burst damage. Vortex Vanquisher plays more to the shield aspect, and Skyward Spear is great on any spear user. All of these are a 10 out of 10 would recommend, but not everyone has these, and even for the 4 stars, he has extremely strong choices. The catch being a completely free-to-play spear, and it probably is one of his best in slots. The new Wavebreaker's Fin is going to be an absolute powerhouse to use on him. Dragon's Bane boosts damage to enemies affected by Pyro and is going to be crazy good on him. Deathmatch obviously will be great, but Battle Pass is paid, so take that as you will. And the Crescent Pike could be good if you're going for a Thoma main DPS build. And that's pretty much all the weapons I can wholeheartedly suggest. The biggest question you might have is what characters is he going to work well with? And that is the big money question. The instant combo is Thoma Jingqiu, and then use a third character like Fizz Eula or Keqing to have 2 layers of damage, physical and elemental. But if you have Thoma at C6, he could work well with any character that uses normal, charged or plunging attacks like Hu Tiao, Xiao and Eula. In general, comboing him with any character that has an on-hit effect like Electro MC, Beidou, Raiden Shogun, and anyone else I may have forgotten could be a lucrative combo, and Chongyun could be a pretty decent combo seeing as Thoma's burst doesn't convert his damage type to Pyro, and using his burst and then Chongyun's skill could make for some awesome melt reactions. I don't plan on rolling for Thoma, so I can't wholeheartedly comment on who he would work best with. I can just recommend some moderately obvious combinations. So let's do a quick summary. Thoma is a strong character. He has potential to be the next Jingqiu, just Pyro. He's an extremely budget Zhongli, but the slot that he's actually trying to fill is extremely saturated. He's competing with characters like Zhang Ling, Jingqiu, Kujosara, Mona, Bennett, Sucrose. If I'm completely honest, he does compete with all of these, but it's a different question if he's stronger than any of them. It's really going to be up to the whales to kind of do the min-maxing and the discords to really collude and kind of work together to figure out the intricacies of his gameplay, but for now, he's a really good character. Hope you guys enjoyed my first impressions of Thoma. If you did, like the video and consider subscribing down below. Also comment what you think of Thoma. Are you going to be rolling for him? Are you skipping him? If so, why? I'd love to hear from you guys, but for now, thanks for watching, have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.